Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to read data from a stored procedure and pass the value of input parameter from a variable using SSIS. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to read data from a stored procedure and pass the value of input parameter from a variable using SSIS. So let's jump to the demo. So recently I created a video how to read data from a store procedure and insert into SQL table using SSIS. So on this particular video I got a comment from Asif Ali that this was a handy implementation. It could have been better if you have make the currency name pass through a variable and make it more dynamic. So I think that was a good suggestion. And then I got another comment that if I can pass the input parameter from an SSIS variable, then it would be better. So I thought to make a video on this topic again. Now in this particular video what I'm gonna do, that because we have this same data 1000 records and we have different kind of currencies values here, so this is the store procedure that we will be using in this particular video to fetch the data from sample data table, and whatever currency value we will pass to the input parameter to this store procedure, that value will be fetched from the sample data table. So we can call this particular store procedure something like this. So it should pull the data for the ruble currency. Okay, so what we are gonna do in this particular video, that we will be exporting the data from this particular table based on an input parameter to the store procedure, and we will be exporting the data to a CSV file, and there will be different CSV file according to the value we will pass. So for example, if you pass the value ruble here, so there will be a CSV file created ruble.csv, and it should contain the data only for the ruble currency. And similarly, if I pass dollar here, so a dollar.csv should be created on my disk, and it should contain all data corresponding to that particular currency. How we can pass those values? So what we can do, we can make a table here, currency to export, and whatever number of currency we will insert to that table, only those currency values should be exported. So right now if you select the data from this table, so there are 60 distinct currencies. Okay, but suppose if I want to export just 3 currencies, then I can create a table here, currency to export. Okay, and then I can insert 3 distinct currencies here. Now if I select the distinct currencies from this table, currency to export, so there should be just 3 records in this table. So my SSIS package should pull the currency name from this particular table, and then it should pass these 3 values dynamically to the store procedure one by one, and 3 CSV files should be created, ruble.csv, dollar.csv, peso.csv. So this is how the SSIS package should behave. So to do that, what we need to do, we can go back to the SSIS package, and there are few variables those we need to create. So the first variable will be the currency name whose value we will pass. So I can write like currency name, and the data type will be of course string, and I can give a default value here, maybe I can pass ruble here. Okay, and then there will be object variable obj currency, maybe I can call that one, and that will hold the data from the SQL server table. If I select star from currency, so because there can be multiple values here, so this overall result set will be assigned to the object SSIS variable. Okay, and now I will create another SSIS variable that I will call it like export directory. So I will pass some value here, so that where I want to export my data, so maybe I want to export the data into D and files location. So all data should be exported here, all CSV files. So I think now we can start. So I can just drag and drop the execute SQL task. So this particular execute SQL task will return currency to export. Okay, so this will return with the currency to export. So I can just select this particular query. I can just right click and configure this particular execute SQL task. So I need to make a connection to the SSIS database on my SQL Server 2019 instance. I can select OK, and then I can paste this particular query. So it will return the currencies to export. Now from result set, I will set it to full result set, and in the result set I can click add, and I can change the result set name to 0, and the variable will be changed to the obj currency. Okay, now we will be using the for each loop container to loop through all the currencies to export. So I can just drag and drop the for each loop container into the control flow window, and then I can connect the execute SQL task with the for each loop container, and then we can configure the for each loop container. In the collection, we will be using the ADO enumerator. For each ADO enumerator, and in the ADO object source variable, we will select the OBJ currency, and in the variable mapping, we will select the currency name. So for each iteration of the values returned from this particular result set, one value at a time will be assigned to the currency name SSIS variable. I can click OK. Now we will be using the data flow task to export the data from a store procedure to a CSV file. So I can just drag and drop the data flow task into the for each loop container, and then I can configure the data flow task. Our source will be OLEDB source, because we will be using the OLEDB source to fetch the data from the store procedure, and I can configure the OLEDB source here. From the data access mode, we can select the SQL command, and I can copy this particular query here. I can paste it here, and then instead of the dollar, I will put a question mark, and then the value of the question mark will be assigned from the currency name SSIS variable. So I can click on the parameters, and from the parameters I can select the currency name SSIS variable. So this is the SSIS variable currency name. I can click OK. Now I can select the columns to export. So I will be exporting all the columns. I can click OK. Now to export the data to a CSV file, we will be using the flat file destination. So I can just drag and drop the flat file destination into the data flow task, and then I can connect the OLEDB source with the flat file destination, and now I can configure the flat file destination. So click new to create a new connection. So the file type will be delimited, of course. I can click OK, and now I can give a name to this particular connection. I will call it like flat file, and then I can browse a file. So because I will be exporting the data into the D files location, so let me just go to this particular location on my file system. So I went to the D files location, and for now I can create a one test file, and I will call it as ripple.csv. I can click OK, and then from the file type I will select the CSV files, and then I will select this ripple.csv. I can click open. In the flat file connection manager, I will check this box column names in the first data row. I can click OK. I can click on mappings now. So all input columns have been mapped with the destination column, so this seems good. Click OK. So we have configured this thing. Now the only change that we need to do is to make the flat file connection as dynamic. So we can just right click on this one, go to the properties, and then click on expressions, click on these three dots, and then we need to select the connection string property from here, and now we need to make the connection dynamic. So the connection is the flat file path. Okay, so what we can do is we can just drag and drop the export directory SSIS variable here, and if you click on the evaluate expression, so the value is D files. Okay, and now we need to append double backslash. So in the SSIS expressions, to use a single backslash, we need to give the two backslash. Okay, and now I can just give the currency name from here, and if I click on evaluate expression, so we got these values. So now we just need to append the value .csv. So I can put double quote .csv and the double quote, and I can click evaluate expression. So maybe I can share this particular line with you, so that if you want to use in your code, then you can use it. So this is the final path of the CSV file that will be exported. So the value till here D files, it is coming from the export directory, and then this backslash is coming from this code, and then the rubble value is coming from the currency name, which will be changed for each iteration of these currency names, and then this CSV we are just hard coding here. So I can click OK, OK, and now I can click on start button. So this should export the data from the SQL Server table to the CSV file. So what got wrong here? This saying the SQL command requires a parameter named currency name, which is not found in the parameter mapping. So this is not working like this. So what I can do to make this particular thing more better, I can use a SQL query here. So let me use a SQL query SSIS variable, and what I will do in the SQL query, I will copy this particular value from here. Okay, and maybe I can just delete this one, and I will go back to the SSIS variable and change the data type of SQL query from int32 to the string, and then in the SQL query I will click on the expressions, and then in the expressions I will put a double quote, and I can paste that query where I'm calling the store procedure, and then instead of this particular question mark I will put single quote, double quote, plus double quote, single quote. Okay, and then I can pass the value of the currency name to this particular code. Okay, and then in the end I will put a double quote again. And if you click on the evaluate expressions, so the input parameter is being passed from the currency name SSIS variable. So maybe I can share this code with you. So if you want to use it in your SSIS package, then you can do that. I can click OK, and now I can go back to the data flow task, and I can just retake the OLEDB source. And in the OLEDB source, so in the connection managers it has already taken the SSIS connection manager, so that's okay. And now from the data access mode we need to select the SQL command from variable, and now we need to select the variable that contains the SQL command. So SQL query is my that particular variable which is containing the SQL command. So I can click on columns, click OK, and then I can connect the OLEDB source with the flat file destination, and now I can click on start button. So this should export the data from the SQL table to the CSV files. It seems like the package got run fine, and if you check the output value, so you can see that rubble.csv file got exported, $.csv file got exported, and then peso.csv file got exported. So if you go to this particular location D files, this was the file when I created the SSIS package, so I can delete this one, and these three are the files, those are actually got exported. So if I open this $.csv, so it should contain the data only for the dollar currency. And similarly, if I open this peso.csv, so it should contain the data only for the peso currency. And if I click on ruble.csv, then it should contain the data only for the ruble currency. So this is good that we can export the data from a stored procedure based on the input parameter value, and a respective CSV file is being created. And I will share the sample data create table statement and all the values, 1000 records values. So you can just execute the query and a sample data table will be created on your database, and it will insert 1000 records as well, of course. And I can share all these queries as well. So a currency to export table will be created and 3 records will be inserted, and then I can give this store procedure as well. So you can create the store procedure in your environment, and I will also share this expression value as well, so that you can create the SSIS package easily and you can test it for your environment. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.